Hi everyone, my name is Savannah Simmons. So the question was considering how trauma and toxic stress manifest themselves in children, what two key points resonate with you and why? So while looking at adverse childhood experiences, looking at how ACEs affect our lives in society, um, one of the main things that really stuck out to me was that people with six or more adverse childhood experiences, their life expectancy on average was 20 years less than someone with zero. And I, like, that actually made my jaw drop when I read that. And I had to tell my boyfriend, and I had to call my mom, and I had to tell everyone about it because it really shocked me. And I think the reason it shocked me so much was because I am a person that has six or more adverse childhood experiences, and it really resonated with me, even though I broke the cycle of trauma and abuse, and I'm making different choices with my life than my birth family did with their lives. I still experienced those traumatic events, and I immediately felt like I had like 20 years less. And I know it's just on average, but to me, that really almost struck a nerve, I guess. It was just really hard to read that 20 years was expected less of, like, you had 20 years less to live because of like terrible things that happened to you in your childhood. And initially I thought that was because it carried through the cycle. So like if you had a traumatic childhood, typically you follow in the cycle of abuse and the cycle of trauma. And so sometimes that means that you yourself, become an alcoholic or have substance dependencies, are abusive to your wife or your husband or your children. But it's not. It's because of the constant level of stress a child could feel in their childhood. So like the fight, flight, or freeze, and the cortisol and the adrenal glands pumping out the stress hormones have significant damage on your body, causing pulmonary issues, higher chance of lung cancer. And it was just crazy to me to see that. Another thing it was hard to read and see was that people with four or more adverse childhood experiences also were 12.2 times as likely to have attempted suicide. Not just thought about it, but attempted suicide. And my brother suffers from depression quite severely, and he's talked about it quite a bit. I don't know if he's fully attempted suicide, but I know that there has been a lot of talk about it in my family and help for it in my family and in my adoptive family, not my birth family. And it just, this week's readings already, first week of this class, I felt like I've learned so much about my own life and my family's lives and why things are happening the way they are. And it's been hard, but eye-opening. And so far, those two things really shocked me, and I'm sure throughout this whole course I'll be really shocked at more things that I can relate to. So yeah, those were my two things that really stuck out to me. And yeah, thank you.